So good morning, friends. Welcome. It's Judith. It's Friday. It's Chair Yoga Express, 30 minutes. All we use for this class is a chair. If you have a yoga mat, it's great. If you don't worry. It's just nice to have a sticky mat if you've got one. My chair is a standard metal folding chair, no wheels for sure, preferably no arms. So you can decide what might work in your own location where you are at home. And if whatever's being offered does not work for your body, as you know, you can modify. You could do something else, like another posture that you enjoy, or you could skip it altogether. So you are in charge. You know how that feels in your body. So just pay attention and be observant, mindful to notice what the feedback is you're getting from your body. So let's start with the feet directly below the hips. The toes point forward. We'll just start by warming the feet and the ankles by lifting the right heel, placing it down, lifting left heel, placing it down. So you're just marking time in space here, staying grounded in the feet. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep pedaling on 1. Now you might want to stay at this pace, fine. Or maybe you want to double time this pace. Maybe you don't. So if you're bicycle pedaling, you're pumping up that invisible mountain on your bike for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe you want to stay here. Maybe you want to break into a baby march. So with the baby march, you've got opposite arm, opposite leg moving forward. And then once you get going with coordination of the legs and the arms, maybe make it a tad vigorous. Here we go, marching for 8, 7, 6, standing tall, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep marching. Now we'll do a little choreography here, nothing complex. Here we go. Out, out, in, out, in, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Keep marching. Now it's going to be a little bit of a balance challenge. Maybe you want to stay here. The idea is to cross opposite arm and opposite leg across the midline. So bringing the feet down, that's cross and land, cross and land. So it's basically a twist below the waist, focusing on a spot that doesn't move to help you with balance for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly, just even marking with the feet in place, as you slow it down, try not to abruptly stop, because that's a good way to get dizzy. You don't want anyone to get dizzy or pass out. Not good. So now the feet are about hip distance apart, and let's just start circling some hips. Inhale forward, squeezing navel to spine as you circle in the back. Whoo! And as you circle, noticing any spots that might feel sore or tight or dark or sticky, and directing your breath to those areas. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Circle back to center. Hips circle in the opposite direction. And here you're going to notice maybe there are changes, maybe it feels the same in this direction. Just observing, doing a little mental inventory. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. and then corkscrewing back to center. Let's roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Think about opening the chest. Focus on those shoulder blades, sliding them down the back of the body as you squeeze the blades together, counteracting computer slump, etc. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's circle the other direction. Noticing any differences in this direction, if any. Maybe, maybe not. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Let's shake everything out. Let's take your chair. If you have a mat, you can place it along the long edge of your mat. In any event, you want it to be square to the front of your space or your screen. And the legs are going to be nice and wide here. The toes point out 30 to 45. And the challenge here is to keep that torso upright. So you're not about lurching forward with the torso. You want to keep the torso straight as you bend those knees. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. We'll do 8 or as many as you can manage. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's stay down on 1. Optimum squat here, little pumps. Little pumps down at the bottom of this squat for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay down on 1. Now you're going to lift right heel, place it down. Left heel, place it down. Shifting the weight side to side for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Big squat, straighten the legs. Very nice. And then step the feet together, just slightly, or heel toe the feet together. Now I'm going to flip the chair around and I'm going to face the chair seat. Let's get the legs wide again. So now you're going to be hovering over your chair seat. You're going to maybe stack your forearms here and maybe rest your forehead on those forearms or those palms, perhaps. The legs are super wide. Now think about stretching back with the hips. Imagine there's an invisible strap around your hips pulling you to the wall behind. The crown of the head is pushing forward. So this is a huge stretch, not only for the legs, but for the back of the body. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Coming up slowly, slowly. Hands can grab the sides of the chair seat, the rim, perhaps. And now we're going to just shift to your right. So now your left leg is straight and you're going to pump into your right leg. So that right knee tracks over the right set of toes and your left leg is straight. Little pumps. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Gliding over to the left. Now your right leg is straight and you're pumping into that left hip. The left side of the pelvic girdle. Left knee tracks over left set of toes. Right leg is straight. Right heel digs into mat. Right toes points to sky. Little pumps. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center. Taking the legs just a little bit more narrow, not too much. And your right hand will be on your chair seat, directly under your face. You're going to take your left arm and go all the way up to the sky, stretching that arm up. If that top arm is too much, just rest it on the sacrum. So we're in a wide leg standing twist for 4, 3, 2, 1. Top arm circles. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 4, 3, 2, 1. Top arm comes down. Triple slow time. Now the left hand goes directly on your chair seat under your face. Right arm goes straight up to sky or it rests on sacrum. Noticing how this side feels compared to the other side. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Top arm circles. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 4, 3, 2, 1. Top arm floats down. Triple slow time. Now you can heel toe the feet together or step the feet together. Now move the chair so you can see. I'll do it in profile. So now just think about doing a forward fold, Uttanasana. The feet are directly underneath your hips. The toes point forward. This will be a series of flat back lifts. The hands drag from the ankles up the shins. Inhale, flat back lift, only halfway. Exhale, forward fold, squeeze the abs. Inhale, flat back lift. You can serve tea on that back, no spills. Exhale, forward fold. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Let's drag the hands all the way up to the thighs. Now you're in a mini squat. You're going to stay in your mini squat as you rise up with the torso, arriving in chair pose, Utkatasana, awkward pose. So you're aiming your bum to that invisible chair seat for 4, 3, 2, strengthening the quads, 1, staying here. One arm swings back. Inhale, exhale. Other arm, inhale, exhale. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Nice. Arms come down. Legs come to straight. Roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Maybe give the shoulders a roll. Maybe one hand on heart, one hand on belly. Feet directly under the hips. And just pausing here to recollect and noticing where the energy may have shifted in the body. Heart beating, blood flowing, chi moving throughout the system. Let's do some 3-part Durga breath. So inhale, the belly expands like a balloon. Another breath as you inhale to the ribs. More as you come to the collarbone, noticing that pause at the top. And then you exhale, collarbones, rib cage, belly, squeezing out all the air at the bottom. Try to make that exhale longer than the inhale. So inhale, belly, ribs, chest, noticing the silence at the top. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly, squeezing out all the air at the bottom. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest, noticing that pause at the top. Exhaling, chest, ribs, belly, squeezing out every bit of air at the bottom. 2 more like that on your own. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. And just taking the hands away, shaking out the arms and the shoulders. Let's take the feet about shoulder width apart. The toes can point forward. We're just going to slide down the outside of the right thigh. The left fist goes into left armpit, and the chest stays squared to the front of your space. So coming back to center, sliding left hand down outside of left leg, right fist into right armpit. Moving side to side, squeezing and breathing. Oof. So now we're giving a touch to those intercostal muscles that attach to the side ribs. You want to keep that material, that tissue hydrated and lubricated so that when you go to expand the lungs, they don't, they come into those muscles if they're all dried out and hard, and it's diminishing your lung capacity. So keeping those muscles lubricated and active. Let's do a few more to each side. Very nice. And then coming back to center, shake everything out. Let's take the feet directly under the hips, toes point forward, and let's just bounce the heels. So maybe you can lift those heels 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch. If you want to jump up and down, you can jump up and down. You can decide what suits you the best today. And while we're doing this, we're working on bone density. We're also strengthening the feet, the ankles, the Achilles tendons, and the calves. We tend to forget about our calves. So bouncing here on the heels. And while we are bouncing the heels, let's just do a little meditation and motion. So let the body move you in any way that feels good. Let out all the stress from the week. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly the heels come down, not too soon, just nice and slow. Let's grab your chair. You could also use for balance an available wall, should you have an available wall, or a large piece of furniture like a sideboard or a bookcase. If you push weight on it, you're not going to have that thing give way in. That's the main thing. So if you're using the chair, you might want to put your right hand on the back of your chair seat. The weight will go in your right leg. Left foot is flexed and the left leg stays straight. We're just going to swing the leg forward and back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really nice. Slowly bring it to stillness. Shake out both sides. Return to weight on the right leg. Little pumps here, only to waist high. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it in stillness. Figure 8 with your bent knee. Figure 8 here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Put that foot down. Shake it out. Let's go to the other side. So now if you're using your chair for support, left hand on the back of the chair seat. Right leg is straight, right foot stays flexed. The weight goes in your left leg. Swinging the leg forward and back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly de-escalate. Try not to just abruptly stop. Shake everything out. Again, the weight will go in your left leg. Float the right leg up. Little pumps. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. Figure 8 with your bent knee. 4, 3. Get the whole hip involved. 2, 1. Nice. Put it down. Shake it out. Whee! Now we're going to actually sit in our chairs. Yay! And if you have a yoga strap, if you have hand weights, if you have yoga blocks, I would like to have them available. Fine. If you don't have them, do not panic. Always we can offer modifications, or you may not need a strap. You may not need any of those. It's just there to help get that muscle memory going. Let's go ahead and lock the bum onto the front part of the chair seat. Pull flush away from sits bones. I'm adding hand weights here. Nothing heavier than 2 pounds, by the way. if you're using them. Otherwise, it's just palms face down on the tops of the thighs. Now you're sitting nice and tall. The goal is to squeeze the abs and to remain nice and tall as you lift the legs, side to side, alternating right and left. For 8, 7, 6, 5, squeeze the abs, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then back to neutral. Now we're going to stay on your right side. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 8, or as many as you can manage. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Coming back to center, just shake out the legs, move back to neutral. Now you're going to shift over to your left side. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center. Foot comes down, wiggle the legs, shake them out. Very nice. I'm going to lose the weights. If you want to have a block, if you've got a block, I'm going to place it on its tall setting in front of you. That's fine. You may not need it. I will give instructions if you don't have that. So now we're going to cross the right ankle on top of your left thigh. Your right ankle on top of your left thigh. The top foot stays flexed throughout. For this, we're going to take the right hand, just pulse the soft part of the thigh here. You're sitting tall, little pulses, and now we're encouraging synovial fluid to go into that right side of the pelvic girdle. Let's bring that little pump to stillness. And now the forearm is going to slide under the calf. You grab the foot, and then you're going to rock the leg like it's your baby. And you might want to circle the knee, or you might want to just go side to side, east to west. You want to name your baby, feel free. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Replace right ankle on top of left thigh. Replace the right ankle on top of left thigh. The right foot stays flexed. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, stretching over an invisible pile of something. Now, maybe your hands reach the earth. Mine certainly don't. Maybe they can reach the block. Maybe they can't reach it. Grab opposite elbows. Now, in addition to this top foot being flexed, you're going to externally rotate it away. You should immediately feel it in your outer right hip. And here we will pause. Try not to let the head dangle here. Maybe it's a static press. Maybe it's little micro movements. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then coming back to center, slowly rise up. Right hand on right kneecap, unwind the leg and just move that femur bone inside the pelvic girdle. And then you're going to circle it the other direction. Big full breaths. And then that foot comes down. Now you're going to take left ankle on top of right thigh. Your left ankle on top of your right thigh. The top left foot stays flexed. Left hand will gently pulse the soft part of that thigh. So it's no forcing or jamming. It's just a little gentle pulse. Pumping synovial fluid now into the left side of your pelvic girdle. And then bringing that pumping to stillness. Forearm slips underneath the calf. The other hand can grab the foot, and now you're rocking your twin baby. I'm going to give it a name, little Gerald, maybe. You can decide. Those circles with the knee. Very nice. And then you're going to replace that left ankle on top of the right thigh. The top left foot remains flexed. Arms float up. Inhale. Exhale, stretching over. Maybe your hands come to the earth, mine don't. Maybe it comes to a block, maybe they don't. Or you could grab opposite elbows. In addition to this top foot being flexed, you're going to externally rotate it. You should immediately feel it in your outer left hip. So here, this could be a static press. I like little wiggles, little micro movements. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Coming back to center. Slowly rising up with the torso, left hand on left knee, unwind the leg, circle the femur bone inside the hip socket. Both directions. Very nice. And then coming back to center, moving any props away. Let's end with some sit to stand and then have short, very short shavasana in your chair, resting pose. So palms stack over the heart center, feet and legs in parallel. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale for 4, 3, 2. Last one, don't land on the chair for this one, just do little pumps. 4, 3, 2, 1. Unwind the arms. Take the legs a little bit wide and just swing those arms like empty coat sleeves as you shift side to side for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then slowly unwinding and returning to your chair seat. Here you can scoot all the way to the back of your chair seat for support for the low back. Palms could just land face down on the thighs. And just think about crown of head floating up to the sky and those sits bones grounding into the chair seat. So you have this nice long spine. Once you've organized the body that way, just do a gentle scan, noticing the effects of the practice and breathing into any residual tension that might remain. And then allowing the eyes to drop closed. And we'll have a very quick hot tub immersion, imaginary hot tub. So the feet start noticing this warmth and relaxation in the soles of the feet. And from there, it moves into the ankles. And the warmth moves into the low legs. And then the shins. And the knees, it moves up into the knees. And then it moves into the thighs. Legs and feet becoming very heavy, very relaxed. From there, the warmth moves into the hips and pelvis. The buttocks release, the low back releases. And from the belly, it moves into the waist and torso, enveloping the ribs, heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, pancreas, spleen. All those vital organs marinating in delicious relaxation. From there, it moves into the chest and shoulders. It rolls down both arms all the way to the fingertips. All the way to the fingertips. And then the warmth moves into the throat and the neck. And then it moves into the head, all the way to the crown of the head. The back of the neck releases, face and jaw let go. The tongue lies at the bottom of the mouth, teeth slightly apart. Eyes sink deep into the skull, as though a white circle of healing light permeates every cell in the body, noticing back body and front body, right side and left side. Noticing the whole body together now,
the whole body together, the whole body together. And here's a brief poem from my friend Kay Scott. It's a summary theme to it. I am now going outside. Moonflowers suddenly abound. Fast they grow and grand they flourish, only to meet their demise just after midday. Each August nightfall brings a brand new batch. Full bloom, their scent defines night air. They talk to each other, arrange themselves, remark upon the weather, one another. I open my south-facing door, step with a care, find my chair, sit, quiet, hardly breathing, so as to more fully experience their complete presence. They are not burdened with thought, only filled with purpose. If you'd like to remain here in Shavasana for as long as feels right, please feel free to stay right there. But if you're ready to meet the day, begin to bring some gentle movement to fingers and toes and arms and legs. And then as you are ready, floating the arms up overhead, hands meet in prayer. Dropping down the midline, stopping at the heart, samastiti, this beating heart. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you stand in the light of your own true self. I salute the bright light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Jai Bhagwan.